Driver's license testers, what's the worst thing a kid has done without batting an eye while taking the driving test? I've been testing kids for 15 years. I've seen nervous wrecks, cocky show-offs, even one who threw up right before we started. But nothing prepared me for Jake. He walked into my office on a Tuesday morning wearing a torn Iron Man shirt and jeans that had seen better days. His mom dropped him off in an old Honda with a busted muffler. Kid looked tired, had this hollow look in his eyes that reminded me of my nephew after his parents divorced. But he was polite enough, said yes sir, no sir, all that. We went through the paperwork, checked his permit, and headed to the test car. Everything started normal. Adjusted mirrors, seat, checked turn signals. He parallel parked like he'd been doing it for years. Made perfect three-point turns. I was thinking this was going to be one of the easier tests I'd given all week. Then we got to the highway portion. I told him to take the on-ramp to Route 9 heading north. That's when things got weird. Instead of following my directions, he took the southbound ramp. Wrong direction entirely. Jake, we need to go north, I said. He didn't answer, just kept driving. His hands were gripping the steering wheel so tight his knuckles went white. Jake, you need to turn around at the next exit. Still nothing. We passed the first exit, then the second. Now I'm getting nervous. This kid's basically kidnapping me in a state vehicle. Son, you need to pull over right now. That's when he finally spoke. I can't go back there. His voice was shaky, like he was trying not to cry. My stepdad came home drunk again last night. Mom was working her second shift. He threw a beer bottle at me, called me worthless. Said if I ever amounted to anything, it'd be a miracle. I didn't know what to say. This was way outside my job description. Jake, I understand you're upset, but this isn't the way to handle it. He kept driving. You don't understand. Nobody does. I've been planning this for weeks. Saved up $200 from my job at the gas station. My cousin Danny lives in Florida. He said I could crash with him until I figure things out. We passed a sign that said, leaving Rockford County. Now I'm really sweating. Protocol says I should have called this in already, but something about the kid made me hesitate. Maybe it was the way his voice cracked when he talked about his stepdad. Maybe it was because I remembered being 17 and feeling trapped. Jake, running away isn't going to fix anything. Your mom's probably worried sick. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. She doesn't even know I'm gone. She left for work at 5 this morning. Won't be back until midnight. And even if she did notice, she'd probably be relieved. One less mouth to feed, one less problem to deal with. That hit me harder than I expected. I thought about my own kids, safe at home, never having to worry about beer bottles or mean words from the people who were supposed to protect them. We drove in silence for another 10 miles. I kept checking my phone, wondering if I should call the police. But then I thought about what would happen to Jake if I did. He'd go back to that house, back to a man who threw things at him. Pull over at that rest stop, I said finally. Jake looked at me suspiciously, but did what I asked. I got out my phone, but instead of calling 911, I called my friend Maria. She works for child services. Explained the whole situation while Jake sat there looking defeated. Maria said she'd meet us at the rest stop in 30 minutes. When she arrived, she didn't come with police or handcuffs. She came with a thermos of hot chocolate and a gentle voice. She sat with Jake on a picnic table and listened to his story. Really listened. Not like she was taking notes for a report, but like she actually cared. 2 hours later, Jake was placed with an emergency foster family. Good people who had experience with kids from rough situations. He didn't pass his driving test that day, obviously, but 6 months later, he came back to retake it. Different kid entirely. Still quiet, but the hollow look was gone. He had put on some weight, was wearing clean clothes that actually fit. His foster mom waited in the lobby with a proud smile. This time, when I told him to go north on Route 9, he went north. Perfect test, passed with flying colors. As he was leaving, he stopped at my desk. Mr. Peterson, I just wanted to say thank you for not calling the cops that day, for listening. I shook his hand and told him I was proud of him. Later, I found out he graduated high school with honors, got a scholarship to community college. His foster family ended up adopting him officially.